Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to hit tonight is something coming out of Minnesota. Now, you're going to hear a lot of gun controllers say, well, this little infringement is worth the public safety aspect. It's a big part of their methodology. However, every once in a while they say the quiet part out loud, and they say it's not about taking guns, it's just about separating them from you. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one because it's more evidence to what we've always known. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn the notification bell on. We need as many people as we can to get into the fold with us to pass information just like this along, which will help the Second Amendment go to that next generation. Thank you so much in advance for your consideration. And tonight's content is brought to you by SDI. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby that you love into a career, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. Their online programs cover everything from gunsmithing to ballistics to woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, and more. Plus, all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn that hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and thank you so much to SDI for making this week's content possible. All right, as we get into this, my brothers and sisters, make sure if you got a Biden re-election ad, you leave in the comments field, A, that you got it, and B, how badly they waste their money, because there is no place for that here. But let's get into the story tonight. We have got to talk about red flag laws and expanded background checks out of Minnesota. Red flag. Expanded gun background checks added to larger public safety bill. Now, this came out this afternoon, but I want to hit on some very important things here. These two things that Minnesota is exploring, extreme risk protection orders or red flag laws, and enhanced background checks. Both are big problems. Do it step by step. A conference committee working on a public safety budget bill on Wednesday added language that would expand background checks for gun transfers between private parties. Here's the thing with that. It is impossible to do private party transfers from the government's involvement without having a registry and a record of where every gun is and where every serial number is. It is impossible. Once you set this in motion, you now have a state registry. Every time there's a transfer, the state knows where it went. And if he doesn't know where it went on the next time they go and check, that's going to be a problem for you because that means you didn't follow their new background check system. This is what this means. Let's continue. It also added a provision that some call a red flag bill to allow law enforcement to temporarily take guns from persons believed to be a risk to themselves or others. Now, that's the normal language we've heard. But wait until I show you what they actually said on the record to this article agency or to this news agency. Quote, I know some of the opponents have said this will stop and end all gun violence. It will not, said Representative Cedric Fraser. This is the Democrat from New Hope of the red flag language. But it is a tool that can prevent, and it is a tool that if it saves 10 lives, if it saves one, we have done a job that needs to be done. So many things in this one for you to have your next gun control conversation. One, yeah, there's some people that say it'll stop violence. It won't. So why are we infringing upon the rights of everyone? Answer that question. Tell me the why if it's not going to work. Almost like it's a checklist because you're out of options. The other one with the red flag laws, when they're telling it's a tool or the red flag laws that could save 10 or one life, it's worth it if one life can be saved. Abortion. Even if it's not something that's important to you, just ask them why there's a differential between abortion and these gun laws. Because they're both going from the exact opposite side of the argument, and they're both Democratic mainstays. In one, it's the rights of the woman. They can do whatever they want. It's not life. It's a clump of cells. In the next, it's if there's an infringement and we infringe one person's life gets saved, it's perfectly fine. You can't have both. Pick one. Anyway, let's continue. Again, that's not what this channel's about, but it is a pretty big contrast. Senator Ron Latz, this on the Democrat side of the aisle from Lewis Park, who chairs the Senate Public Safety Committee and said small tweaks were made to the red flag bill as an effort to address the concerns of some more moderate Democrats. And that is an important piece because we're about to get to the payoff. Even moderate Democrats see the unconstitutionality of the red flag law systems. The red flag laws take your property, give you a penalty without having your day in court. You don't even get to face your accuser. There are basic due process rights here that are being abolished because the quest for safety. The safety of everyone in the public sphere supersedes the individual right. That is what they are saying here, and it is an anathema to our system. Let me show you the big payoff here, though. Quote, the volume that we're seeing right now of homicides and suicides by firearms is drastically up. Compared to what it was when we first started this effort, at some point, you've got to say, if you want to separate the guns from the people, you have to be able to do that, Latz said. That's the Democrats saying that. Okay? It gets worse. If it's not the guns, fine. If it's the people, let's screen the people to see if they are legally eligible to possess the guns. That already happened when they bought the gun, because there's background checks that happen every single time you buy the gun. And in this proposed legislation, it will be on private sales as well. There's no way around it. Anyway, let's keep going. And if they are a danger to themselves or others, and certainly an imminent danger, we need to separate them from the guns. Don't you love politicians when they say, no, we can't seize the guns, we can't take the guns, but we can separate you from the guns? It's the exact same thing. They just said out loud, we're going to take the guns from anyone we deem an immediate danger, and it's perfectly fine. We can save one life. This falls apart at every step of the presentation. But let's continue. Last one for you, because this is the moderate Democrat example, all right? Senator Judy Seberg from Afton said she initially had concerns about the red flag bill, but said changes were an improvement. Again, this is a Democrat. Quote, as I've always said, we have to navigate the line between doing what we need to do to address gun violence while also respecting the rights of the law-abiding gun owners in Minnesota, Seberg said. And I think if we're not there yet, we're darn close to getting it right. If you produce a red flag law legislation or extreme risk protection order that has all due process rights, I'll be impressed, because it already exists and it's gone as far as it possibly can constitutionally. Red flag laws are unconstitutional. I will pound this drum until they go away by the Supreme Court eventually. But for right now, we're just talking about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.